We all know that COVID-19 pandemic has really disrupted the healthcare sector across India as well as across the world. And considering its continued threat in the upcoming time, there is no sector which is more important than this particular sector, which basically requires accelerated pace of reforms as well as the increased investments in order to provide affordable and quality healthcare to the people. So hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you in the today's daily current affairs session on EduTap, and I hope that all of you are healthy and preparing well for our upcoming exams. And we all know that the admit card for the SEBI Grade A Prelims exam are already out, and all of you are really preparing well for your SEBI Grade A Prelims exam. And we all know that for these particular exams, the current affairs plays a really very important part, and PIB is one of the most important source of these current affairs, and that is the reason that I am back with a very interesting session in which we will be discussing the top PIB news from the month of February 2022. And today the topic of the discussion is the Samridh initiative. So my dear learners, before beginning the session, if you are new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of the sessions. To join the Telegram channel, kindly click on the link given in the description below. So let's move on to the session. Let's get started. And here you can see that Niti Aayog and United States Agency for the International Development has collaborated to accelerate the health innovation and entrepreneurship in India. And with the help of what? With the help of the Samridh initiative. So my dear learners, first of all we are required to understand, and first of all we are required to know exactly what Samridh stands for. See here, Samridh stands for basically the sustainable access to the market and the resources for innovative delivery of the healthcare. So what exactly this Samridh initiative is all about? See, in year 2020, United States Agency for the International Development and the IPE Global and other stakeholders from the Indian government, such as the Atal Innovation Mission under the Niti Aayog, National Health Authority as well as IIT Delhi, they just grouped together in order to develop this particular initiative, which is called the Samridh initiative. And basically this Samridh initiative is a kind of blended finance facility. And what exactly was the aim of this particular initiative? Basically under this initiative, it aims to combine the public and the philanthropic funds with the commercial capital to create and rapidly scale the market-based health solutions. So basically when we talk about this blended financing facility, basically it is having the potential to redefine the development finance. And what exactly it does? See, it basically brings out the philanthropic funds, and that's how it reduces the risk of commercial investments, and it basically increases the capital flow and hence reducing the financing gap which is basically existing in the healthcare sector. And that was the reason that this Samridh initiative was being launched. So I hope that this particular part is very much clear to all of you. And now when we talk about that what exactly is the vision of this particular initiative, so basically as here you can see that this particular initiative was being launched to catalyze the market solutions and innovations to improve the access to the affordable and quality healthcare. And what exactly is the mission with this Samridh initiative? It basically aims to bring a transformational change in the healthcare systems. Okay, so now when we talk about the stakeholders which are basically involved in this particular initiative, then these are USAID, Atal Innovation Mission under the Niti Aayog, then we have National Health Authority. Apart from that, we are also having the IPE Global as well as IIT Delhi. So these are basically the stakeholders which are involved in the development of this particular Samridh initiative. So now let's discuss that why exactly this particular initiative was recently in the news. See, basically the Atal Innovation Mission under the Niti Aayog, which is basically a flagship initiative under the Niti Aayog, which basically aims to promote the innovation and entrepreneurship across the length and breadth of the country, along with the United States Agency for the International Development. So under the Samridh initiative, they have signed a partnership. And for what? Basically with this particular partnership, These organizations basically aims to improve the access to the affordable and quality healthcare. And for what kind of population? For the population which is living in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, as well as the rural and tribal regions. So for this particular population, this particular partnership has been signed between the Atal Innovation Mission and the USAID. And how this will be achieved? Basically, this will be achieved by focusing on innovations across the healthcare landscape across India. And that's how they are going to basically reduce the financing gap which is being increased after the COVID-19 pandemic. And also we all know that the third wave of COVID-19 pandemic is literally still going on, and that is the reason and also to prepare the India's healthcare sector for the upcoming such kind of infectious diseases. This particular initiative and partnership has been launched by Atal Innovation Mission and the USAID. So what exactly is going to be the impact of this particular partnership? See, this is going to enhance the Samrit's efforts in order to reach the vulnerable populations across India, so that these affordable and healthcare facilities will be provided to the population living in those tier 2 and tier 3 cities across India. And that's how it is going to leverage the philanthropic funds with the capital as well as the public sector resources. So I hope that this particular part is very much clear to all of you. And now let's move on to the very first practice question of our today's session. And this question is basically based on this Samrit initiative. And here in this question, what exactly is the demand? It is basically asking for the correct statement in relation with this particular initiative. So what you are required to do, you are required to analyze these three statements in relation with this Samrit initiative, and you are required to analyze these statements as per the discussion that we have had today, and then you are going to tell me that what exactly is the right answer in the comment section below. So basically, when we talk about the first statement, it says that it was launched in year 2020. That is absolutely correct. In the second statement, it is basically talking about the stakeholders which are involved. The stakeholders which are involved in the development of this particular initiative, and it basically mentions USAID, IIT Delhi, as well as the National Health Authority. So all these particular organizations are really involved, and they are the stakeholders for the development of this particular initiative. So that too is correct. Now when we talk about the third statement, it says that AIM, Niti Aayog and USAID have announced a new partnership. And what exactly is the reason behind that? It is to improve the access to the affordable and quality healthcare for the vulnerable populations. So that means the third statement is also correct. So the right answer for this question will be option D, that is all of the above. See, this is one such question which can be framed from this particular news article. There are other questions as well, but a question which will come in exam from this particular news article, it will not be out of this particular news article and the discussion that we have had today in this particular session. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question of our today's session, which is basically about the new chairperson of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. See, recently one of these persons have recently taken a charge as the chairperson of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, and here you are just required to identify the name of the personality which has recently taken a charge as the chairperson of IBBI. And the right answer to this question is option A, that is Ravi Mittal. So Ravi Mittal is the person who has recently taken the charge as the chairperson of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. Okay, now you must be thinking that what exactly this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India is all about. See, this board was basically established on 1st of October 2016 under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Okay, and this board is basically responsible for the implementation of this particular code, that is the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, which basically consolidates and amends the laws which are related to the reorganization, insolvency resolution of the corporate persons, partnership firms as well as individuals in a time-bound manner. So that was all about the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. I am not going to discuss this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 in detail in this particular session. So now we are moving towards the googly question from our today's session, and today the googly question is basically based on the NIPER research portal which was launched recently. See, once again, this is really a very important topic, and we have already had a detailed discussion on this particular NIPER research portal. And what you are required to do, you are basically required to identify the correct statements in relation with this particular research portal, and answer the question in the comment section below that which one of the following statements are correct in relation with this particular research portal. Okay, so now when we talk about the homework question from the previous session, so the homework question was basically about the organization which has in collaboration with the PhonePe, Amazon Web Services and EY have recently organized a FinTech Open Summit, and the right answer for this question was option A, that is Niti Aayog. And all those people who have answered the question, they are the star performers from our previous session, that is, and today once again I am really glad to announce that I am having a long list as Vishal, Nilesh, Anonymous, Janani, Government Fundamentals, Surbhi, Mukul, Neeraj, then we have Pranali and we have Yukti Gupta who have answered these questions correctly, and that's why these all are the star performers of our previous session. And if you also want your name to be mentioned here in the upcoming session, then kindly answer this particular question in the comment section below, and I will be giving out your names in my upcoming session. So what exactly this question is all about? See, recently India has agreed to provide a grant to one of the countries which has basically an aim of implementing the unitary digital identity framework, which is basically based on the model of the Aadhaar card, and you are just required to identify the name of that country which will going to receive this particular grant from India. See, I want to tell you one additional point here, that under this particular framework, what they are going to do, they are going to introduce a personal identity verification device which will be based on biometric data, and a digital tool that can represent the identities of the individuals in the cyberspace. So that is the homework question for all of you. You are just required to identify the name of the country with to which India is going to provide this particular grant. Okay, so my dear learners, now there is another important announcement for all of you, that we are running a one-time sale in which we are offering flat 50% off on our various courses. The list of all these courses is mentioned here, but in order to avail this particular discount, what you are required to do, you are required to always you are required to use a code. And what the code is? The code is one time. Okay, so for this one time sale, the code is one time and you are required to use the code, but please make sure that this code is only valid from 11th Feb to 13th of Feb 2022. So make sure that you are using this particular code in between these particular dates only. So I hope that this particular session was really useful and fruitful to all of you. If you are having any queries, you can drop us a mail at hello@edutab.co.in, and you can also call us at 814-620-7241. So my dear learners, one more request to all of you. If you are having any suggestions, then kindly give your suggestions in the comment section below, and you can also mail them at hello@edutab.co.in. So thank you for joining us. Wish you all happy learning.